I want to share with you our next award, the Alan Yamamoto Taniguchi FAIA Award for Public Architecture, given to an architect whose work has significantly contributed to the public realm through advocacy, service, and design excellence. This year's recipient is David Carroll, AIA, founder and director of the multi-family studio Urban Foundry Architecture. David Carroll believes that our purpose is to use the talents we were given to provide the most good for the most people. For nearly 20 years, he has built his career around that belief, designing 35 affordable housing communities, totaling nearly 4,500 homes for low-income families, seniors, veterans, and individuals with disabilities across Texas and the East Coast. In 2014, David designed the Hope Micro Chapel at Community First Village, also connected to one of our earlier awards, a small luminous structure inspired by the form of the tabernacle, built to serve neighbors coming out of chronic homelessness. He raised $30,000 in materials through crowdfunding, then spent nearly every weekend for 8 months constructing it himself. Community First Village founder Alan Graham was so moved that he put a photograph of the chapel on the cover of his book. This is the kind of architect David is, one who doesn't stop just at the drawing. In 2013, recognizing that Austin's Land Development Code rewrite was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to shape how the city would grow, David co-founded the AIA Austin Code Next Advocacy Committee, the chapter's first ever advocacy group. He chaired that committee for 7 years. When the first draft of the new code was released in 2017, David organized an all-day design charrette at St. Edward's University with more than 80 professionals testing the draft against real sites across the city. The committee published a 106-page report that put AIA Austin at the table with the city leadership and the mayor's office, establishing ongoing monthly meetings that are still ongoing till this day that fundamentally elevate the chapter's voice in city planning. This committee became a model for every other advocacy effort that would follow. David went on to co-found AIA Austin's Housing Advocacy Committee, which played a direct role in passing the recently enacted Home Initiative here in Austin, expanding housing types in single-family zones citywide. The City Council asked AIA to help model the code changes and the FAR gradient table through David's committee and developed that along with what was adopted by the council. He also authored a building code amendment banning windowless bedrooms that passed by the City Council nearly verbatim. Yes, that was a thing that existed. You were allowed to design bedrooms with no windows. No more, thanks to David. And has since taken that issue to AIA National's Codes and Standards Committee, where he is now advocating to amend the International Building Code for 2027. In 2024, he co-founded both the AIA Austin Resiliency Advocacy Committee and the Mobility Advocacy Committee, because we needed more advocacy committees to tackle all of these issues. The resiliency group successfully is getting low-carbon materials like hempcrete adopted in Austin's building code, which of course allows us to build more sustainably as a result. And the mobility group is advancing advocacy around the I-35 cap and now the light rail planning. David is currently serving his 12th consecutive year on the City of Austin Design Commission. So this is all in tandem, everything he's been doing, where he created and led the initiative to completely rewrite Austin's urban design guidelines. The first update since 2000, and our city has changed just a little bit since 2000. So you can imagine how desperately we need the urban design guidelines to be rewritten. He organized 5 advisory groups of volunteer stakeholders and won council approval for the process to do the rewrite in 2021. David has served on the Joint Sustainability Committee, helping write Austin's first climate equity plan, the Historic Design Guidelines Working Group, the Downtown Commission, the Chestnut Neighborhood Plan contact team, which he also chaired for 8 years. He is the board vice president of the Chestnut Neighborhood Revitalization Corporation, where he helped guide the development of the Ivory, Austin's first for-sale residential building built without parking. Yes. And assembled the team that won the city's RFQ to redevelop Block 16 and 18 on East 11th Street, anchoring the African American Cultural District. AIA National named David a citizen architect in 2022. So that's the national arm of this organization has recognized David. He is the 2026 AIA Austin president-elect, I'm so happy to say, and have by my side through this year. And in everything he does, from a micro chapel built by hand to a city's urban design guideline, he has shown what it looks like when an architect truly serves their community. Please welcome John Cook from Cook Construction to present David Carroll with the 2026 AIA Austin Alan Yamamoto Taniguchi FAIA Award for Public Architecture.
Thank you to the Honor Awards Committee for this award. We've talked a little bit today about some full circle moments, and this is definitely one for me, so I had a few words I wanted to say. I needed to write it down because it's more than I'm normally used to saying. So as I was looking at the past winners and thinking a lot about this award, well, first, it made me feel old. In some ways, this feels like a Lifetime Achievement Award, but it did feel like a full circle moment to me because a little over 20 years ago, a man won this award. His name was Herman Thun. Some of you may remember him. Not too long after he won this award, I met him in a diner in Phoenix, Arizona. It wasn't random, of course. I was working there at the time in Phoenix, not the diner. And Herman had planned to be there on vacation. So I had reached out to him a few weeks earlier to discuss a job at his firm in Austin, LZT Architects. I had seen some of their public work online and traced it back to a great architect there named Murray Legg. I saw publications of the homeless shelter, the Arch, and the Donald Haynes Performing Arts Center. And I was doing public work in Phoenix, and I wanted to keep doing public work, and I really wanted to work for this company. So I set up that meeting, which was great because I didn't have to travel to Austin to interview for a job. So, over eggs and hash browns, I had a job interview. And shortly after that, I was hired. And I will say I didn't even know they did affordable housing at the time, mainly because they really didn't have a website. If you remember, it was a splash page with the Arch on it. But quickly after starting that job, I was assigned an affordable housing project by Herman. And it was not a sexy one by any means. It was a senior housing project in Odessa, in the middle of nowhere, where I had never been before. But working with a mission-based developer for the first time really set off some light bulbs in my head. And I was shocked how much I enjoyed it. It really surprised me, and something clicked. And so I said, let's do some more. And there were a bunch. Did a lot of work together. I was there for 6 years doing affordable housing. And then after that time, Herman wanted to retire, and he was selling the company. And so I felt it was time to move on, and looking around and seeing, well, what's the affordable housing work that I admire in Austin, and everything at that time then came back to Tom Hatch. And I said, well, this is who I want to work for next, because I want to continue doing what I'm doing. And so I got a job in 2013 with HUO Architects and with Eric and Randall, who are here today. And and did a lot of affordable housing and loved every minute of it. Tom was an amazing teacher. He loved coming to work every single day and was the nicest guy that you'll ever meet. In 2019, then Tom announced his retirement. And so, again, I was left with a decision to make, and that's when an opportunity opened up for me to create my own studio at Urban Foundry Architecture. With Jeff and Jennifer over there, their mission really aligned with mine, and they were supportive of affordable housing, which is what I really wanted to focus on. So I went over there and started that studio in 2019, and wow, it's been 7 years. We've done a lot of work, and it's flown by, and now I'm in a position where quite recently, several young people who are passionate about affordable housing have come wanting to work with me. And so that makes me feel old too. But that's the full circle moment. And so it really makes me appreciate everyone who helped me along my journey to get here. And I'm thankful that I'm here. And I'm thankful for Tom, and I'm thankful for Murray, and I'm thankful for Herman. So thank you very much.